Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Dragonmark Symphony here on Natural One Media. I am your DM, Dylan, here with my friends. Where we last left off, one of the members of the group has gone missing. Dak is nowhere to be found.
He's gone. He's been abducted.
He's disappeared.
Or consensually, went somewhere and didn't tell us, but...
Either way, how dare he?
I can't believe it.
The three of you
How
have...
could this happen? Dak disappeared the moment his player had a child. I can't believe it.
Don't spoil the illusion. Don't break the... Keep kayfabe. No. One of the members of the group has disappeared. And so the three of you sort of began something of a bit of a search. You began kind of talking to people at the tavern where you are currently staying. You began, kind of searching for any kind of evidence of things that maybe they had left behind, people that they had talked to, things like that. You found a couple interesting things here and there. And you were given a bit of a description of somebody that he had possibly absconded with. With this information in mind, some of you took to the streets to speak with one of the local merchants as they were kind of closing up shop, with it becoming later in the day. One of you took to the skies, flying southward and narrowly avoiding a tragic incident with a father and his son that were walking on their way home.
God.
And there were a few possibilities sort of floated around as to where Dak may have possibly gone to. And it was determined that it might be worth visiting this sort of airship station that is housed in the middle of the city of Passage that you are currently in. And you weren't able to at the time because the bridges that kind of lead to this small little island in the middle of the city where the station sits, they had been closed up for the evening. And so you weren't able to visit the airship station for today, but you were told that you could come back tomorrow morning if you wanted to see if possibly one of the ship ledgers, had his name on it, signifying that he had willingly boarded one of these airships going to God's knows where. You returned back to the inn in the evening because there was a little bit of wariness, it seemed like, about people being out after a set curfew. When you returned back to the tavern, Milo Marigold gave you all extremely comfy fuzzy slippers and hot chocolate, and
like that
sat you all around a table and explained things. He signified that there have been some difficulties within the city that aren't oft publicly addressed. Some of them the result of sort of the aftermath of the Great War that honestly ended not too long ago. Still a lot of tension in the air, and it's certainly not helped by what appears to be regular attacks by a group of extremely dangerous druids that appear to be lashing out from the Duskwood to the north and attacking the city. You have been warned that they seem to specifically be attacking at night, and as a result, the city has enacted a curfew to ensure that citizens are not potentially in danger when these moments occur. You were also advised that in the morning you would probably be wise to visit sort of the town square that's like outside of the southern gate, where you could get a map beamed into your brain using the map crystal that sits there next to this like enormous clock tower that stands tall above the skyline of the city. And with that information, you all began to sort of head off to bed for the evening. And that is where we will pick right back up with all of you going to your rooms to stay. You've been provided rooms by Mr. Marigold. And if there's anything you would like to do before you take your rest for the evening, speak now or forever don't speak. That's how the saying goes.
I'm speaking now. I don't want to be like muted for eternity.
Yeah.
Just like in general, you said speak now or forever
okay.
don't speak, which is kind of a threatening, like a consequence to not speaking. You know. I'm actually not going to do anything. I think I'll look out the window in my room and try to see if I could if there's any commotion going on in the city. Because like if we're after curfew, I'd assume these attacks might be starting soonish. I'd love to see any of that, but I won't stay up too late.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
I'm pretty good at perceiving. 17.
Nice.
Right
within a few seconds of looking out the window, you already see a group of 4 city guardsmen walking down the main thoroughfare. You see that one of them holds up like a lantern of some sorts and waves it. And as they do, way off in the distance, you see another lantern, just the light of it really wave as well, as if they're signaling to each other.
Oh.
And then the 4 guardsmen speak for a bit before moving along on their way. You don't see any of the citizens out, no townsfolk, no merchants, anything like that. The streets are clear otherwise, and everything is mostly quiet.
Okay. All right.
The stars are shining in the night sky. You can see a lot more of them here than you could see when you were in the city of Rote.
My only special thing is, somewhat of a showing sign of forgiveness. I'll give Tom a good hug before bed.
Aww.
He accepts it a little sheepishly. Just says to you real quick, Are you gonna be okay?
Like a plus side, the worry will subside. Be getting away.
I don't think I could if I tried. All right. Well, I better go. Mr. Marigold says that it is my sworn duty to sweep every inch of the building, and I don't know if that means the outside as well.
I would take it no, giving the curfew.
I know, but I'm also partially scared to ask.
No. If he gives you anything about it, you just come talk to me.
Of course. Well, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
I think Set is just going to, as I kind of left off last time, add some more, almost like tripwires to the defenses that they've already got set up at the entrances, and then also once they get into their room, do the same thing for their room as usual.
Absolutely. Yes, Mr. Marigold had before, given his approval of the idea of setting up some extra security measures around the building. So you are free to do so.
Yeah. So just my typical string up to maybe grab like a few like small cloths, like attach, put some ball bearings in them, like put them up high so if the wire breaks, ball bearings will drop and make some sound.
Sure.
A little more detailed than I usually go into, but just better safe than sorry. And then setting up just the basic stuff in my room when I get there.
Okay. Are you covering all of the entrances and exits? Are you covering windows at all, or just sort of the main door?
I mean, the main door was like fully barricaded, right?
True. Yeah.
I'm more so looking at like shoring up like points of potential weakness. So focusing more on like window areas and not doing like specific windows, but just like trying to catch stuff in a large like sweeping angle instead of just focusing on specific entries.
Okay. You are able to sort of wrap that up, put the finishing touches on those alarms and various tripwires, and all of you are able to begin to rest for the evening. Everyone can take a long rest.
Yes.
But only if you
Finally.
want to. I won't force you, okay?
No,
only if
I
you
am.
want to.
I am in desperate need of health. I'm also desperately in need of like new equipment. I've been using like I don't think I've ever gotten like a new sword.
Oh, look
Hey,
at you!
you're in a
I know.
decently sized city now. You could definitely go shopping.
You definitely did buy a sword.
I bought a scimitar one time, but it broke apparently. I don't even remember when it broke, but
okay. But if you're actually playing D&D, you should be constantly shopping. I think
I know
that's how D&D works.
But we've been like in a wizard's tower in the forest and like the desert.
He didn't even have a gift shop. Like,
I know.
What's up with that? Well, what is a gift?
I don't know if we did. Could have shopped before we left. Wrote.
We were kind of in a hurry, though.
No, yeah, that's right. They were kind of pushing us out the door.
What is a gift is that you all make it through the night without any issues or trouble. And the morning hits, sun just beginning to peek up over the horizon.
After I finish my 4 hours, I will go through and I will take down the stuff before anyone else gets up so that they don't accidentally set them off.
Understood.
And then just kind of chill in the main lobby area.
The only thing you hear is kind of like a skittering noise as you're taking away some of the tripwire, and you sort of freeze for a moment, look, until you see the telltale swishing of a small leathery tail as the pseudo dragon from before just sort of skitters off somewhere upstairs.
Sure.
It looks like it may have been sleeping in the fireplace during the night. For the rest of you, as I say, the sun just begins to set up over the horizon, and you are all awoken by the sound of some sort of like gurgling, screaming noise. It's like a drawn out version of like the Velociraptor call from Jurassic Park 3.
Oh my god.
If anyone gets that, I know that's like a really specific reference.
No, I
absolutely
get it.
But yeah, you all hear it coming from somewhere up above you.
I'm gonna go investigate that.
All right, where do you go to investigate it?
I guess the hallway. Is there a
Okay.
staircase that leads up more?
There isn't, from what you can see.
Can I like actually stick my head out the window and like look up?
Sure. You poke your head out the window and you kind of turn and look upward, and you see that up near on the roof, there's this sort of like extended like dormer coming off of like the end wall. And on top of that, sitting up on like a little perch, you see the pseudo dragon. And it is like attempting to crow like a rooster, it looks like. But it's just making that like prolonged gurgling like velociraptor noise.
Terrifying horror movie ass call.
I'm just gonna like lean my head back in and just go about my day. I'm not gonna let it ruin my day.
Gotcha. All right. Do you just go back to sleep, or?
No, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna
Okay.
head downstairs as long as like the sun is out.
Cool. And Silva, what about you?
No. Part of me, there's a small part of me, especially with everything about who the man that runs this tavern is. And the other weird things that happened animal wise. And somewhat to Johannes's point, where there's that part of me, and when if I'm waking up and I'm hearing this thing that just wants to be like, won't be my problem today. Won't.
Not my
My
monkeys, not
problem.
my circus.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably it is the weirdo in the ceiling, in the attic or something. Just gonna get up, gonna get dressed,
Live your life.
properly prepare myself for once the past number of days.
It feels nice to be able to almost have this sort of more routine morning and to kind of prep for the day, instead of like what you've kind of had for the past several days, which is just sort of this general thing of either being on the road or in like a really dangerous situation.
Yes, I can get my makeup on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can dress up, I can get my clothes properly fluffed out.
Mm-hmm.
Just pray that I don't hear some horrid scream for help as a result of that noise.
Mhm.
Unless I can
As
clearly tell it comes from the shop owner.
Gotcha. As you all are sort of getting ready to head downstairs, after that blood-curdling animal noise, the other thing that you experience is a smell, and it's this like it sort of travels upstairs and finds all of you, but it's this hint of like a maple smell.
Ooh.
With just like a bit of like an apple wood to it.
I'm gonna go check that out. Maybe someone's cooking. Not me, the head chef. I slept in.
Mm-hmm. That's what the head chef does.
It's true. I just show up to supervise.
Yeah, you head downstairs there, and sure enough, the smell gets stronger. You can hear the light sizzle of something on a griddle or a pan being cooked. And you come down. There's already like 7 or 8 people downstairs here at various tables, and it looks like a few of them are eating breakfast for the morning. One of them has like a large parchment. It appears to be like some sort of like a newspaper that's just sort of floating idly next to them as they dig into a particularly hefty plate of steak and eggs. Just kind of wolfing it down as they kind of side eye whatever article it is that they're reading. You can see that there's a couple people at kind of like the bar that sits just on the other side of the kitchen there. Not much for conversation going on right now. Still very early in the morning. And Vanessa, she is getting the fireplace ready, it looks like. Kind of getting it stoked a little bit, takes a couple fresh logs and tosses them in and starts getting the fire going again. She looks up as you're walking down and goes, good morning. Hi.
Morning, Vanessa.
I hope you don't mind that they started cooking breakfast without you. We usually start at 4:30 a.m.
Oh my, early. You know, Milo actually never told me your guys' hours.
They tend to change sometimes. For the most part, you know, it's an inn, so you know people will stay the evening, and then they'll usually leave by about noon or so. We're a little lax on how quickly we want people to check out for the day.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go take a peek at what's going on. By the way, you know that your dragon is like making like just truly awful noises outside.
He does that. He really wants to be a rooster.
Okay.
And we don't have it in our heart to tell him no.
I mean, everybody needs a dream, don't they?
Yeah. He's not hurting anybody doing it, He's just being a silly little guy, is all,
This is a silly little guy. He's just a baby.
Little guy. Well, I suppose if there's anywhere that, maybe he could have that dream come true, I guess Milo already turned me into a platypus, so... Anyways, I'm gonna go check out the kitchen now.
Sure, yeah.
As I hear that conversation going on, I'll just kind of do a quick wave as I'm on my second plate of food, just like shoveling it down and be like, where have you been? I've been down here for hours, man.
How'd you get up so early? We went to bed at... I'm not gonna ask. Have you seen Silva?
Not yet.
Okay. I'll go check out this kitchen, but we should think about heading out before it gets too late and there are too many names on the registries. I want to see where people have been.
I'm doing a good job back there.
I'm just gonna go and what is on your plate?
Oh, I absolutely just have pancakes, bacon, eggs.
I'm just gonna go and as I'm walking by, I'm just gonna take a piece of your bacon and then go into the kitchen.
Understandable.
The kitchen is positively abuzz right now. You can see that Alice and Thomas are frenetically sort of running back and forth, manning various stations of the kitchen. Actively, there are several pans on multiple sort of these large stove ranges and oven tops that a few of them you don't even remember being there yesterday. And you see that Thomas sort of reaches around and is like, do we have where's the thing? Oh gosh, we need a cook. And Alice just goes, say no more. You take this, rotate it twice. And as she does that, you see that one of the stovetops literally sort of spins in place and warps and changes until it now becomes a basket fryer of sorts. it transforms, and so now it's this like deep brass basin filled with hot oil, bubbling oil, with like these two rickety fryer baskets sitting aloft. And Thomas is like, perfect. And he grabs a couple these like raw fish that's already been like deboned and filleted. And he just takes it, gently sets it into the fryer, puts it in the baskets, and then sets it down into the oil. Starts frying fish fillets. Takes another basket. He takes some potatoes a bunch of potatoes that he sort of chopped up into these like thin slices. Shakes those into another basket, sets that down, begins cooking hash browns. And you just hear the of the oil and another just like wave of smell and scent of the oil and the spices and maple from like aged syrup and just like all these like sensations that hit you and immediately energize you as they do.
It's a nifty device you've got there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we I'll be honest, I don't know exactly how he made it happen, but Milo kind of threw this whole thing together.
Does it like morph into other cooking utensils? That's incredible.
Yes, well, we have several sort of stations set up here. All of these cooktops that you see, we can transform them. So if we need to sort of rearrange them on the fly or move things around, we can just sort of do so. It's a very complicated magic, apparently, but I don't ask specifics. I just use it.
Oh, very good, chef. I just wanted to see how things are going on.
They're going well. We've been getting everybody prepared for breakfast, of course. 4:30 a.m. is usually when we'll start on that. We should be actually getting a visit from the local pastryman within the next 15 minutes or so. He sometimes he runs a bit early, but he should be arriving with some fresh bread for us to use throughout the day. And of course, our fresh vegetable merchant should also be arriving. He tends to come in a little closer to 10, but it's worth it for the vegetables that he provides us. Truly the freshest cucumbers this side of the city.
Good stuff, chef. Well, I'll come and help take inventory once we get back.
Yes, I understand you have some business to attend to.
Yeah, Milo has
friend.
We've got a special mission.
Yes, of course. Take your time. We'll be able to watch over the kitchen until you get back.
Yes,
How
chef.
we've been doing.
Hands.
Thomas kind of looks to you and just gives like a little cute little like salute.
That's not what that means, but I appreciate it. I'm gonna start heading back.
Yes, all right.
Means clean your workstation.
He kind of looks at you. Clean?
Oh boy.
Not on the ships I was on.
I'm gonna ships?
We'll talk later.
Okay. I'm holding you to that. Alright, I'm gonna head back out into the main dining room.
All right.
Get ready for them tales from the Navy.
Navy.
I remember when I was in the Navy.
I'll sit down next to Set. I guess we just have to wait for Silva. Once she gets down here, we can head out.
Yeah, sounds good. This is my second plate, so and if you haven't eaten here, you can have the rest. There's a single pancake, one strip of bacon, and no eggs left.
King's feast, I guess. I'll eat it. I'll take the leftovers. I'm hungry.
All right, you eat it. It is expertly cooked. It tastes perfect. How did you take your eggs, Set?
Over easy.
Over easy. Okay.
Yeah, Johannes eats around the yolk.
The yolk is like perfectly set in the middle. You're able to just cut away around it.
Eats only the egg whites.
It's very good.
I wouldn't mind doing a little shopping when we're down in the city too. Once we go to, I mean, obviously our first priority will be to see if we can find where Dak is. But
Yeah. Yeah. Priority number one is just taking a look at that registry, and then, and then I think actually first things first is we need to get that map so that we don't get lost,
I have no idea how to get around this city.
and then check the registry. And then from there, I think if we want to split up, if Silver, you have any shopping to do, my plan was to check out that notice board that Milo had mentioned. See if there's any potential leads that bring us in the direction that we might want to be going.
I think either way, we're at least we are eventually heading to the um we are eventually heading to the airport upstairs. So
Oh, Silva, when did you get down here? Surprised you snuck up behind me.
you said that directed to me originally, so I thought I
You
thought
moseyed down.
Yeah. The way you said that made me think that it was at me.
I thought I was responding
Fair.
to Johannes.
Oh. It was when I heard my name and then
Nah.
the way I heard it.
Well, hey, if the gang's all here,
Yeah.
I mean, it is only a
Silva,
matter
do you
of time
need any
before I
food?
get down anyway.
yeah.
No, I've only just gotten down.
Make sure to grab something real quick before we head out. The eggs, bacon, everything is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
He does good work, I will admit.
I'll try to eat a little quicker. Yes, we definitely should. I think likely we're gonna just want to end up going to that. But, I mean, at this point, if they've left through the airship station, they've left. So at this point, it's just a matter of looking through the ledger. So unfortunately, kind of one of those balancing things. But I think we're in less of a hurry than maybe we were last night. In both a fortunate and an unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, as long as we can find someone who can let us see those ledgers.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like as long as we do it today.
Yeah, I would say we want to make sure to do it today, but I wouldn't. But if we do it between a now or an hour from now, I don't think that'll make it. Now we just need to figure out the trail rather than. I'm gonna go get food. Go over.
Yeah, you head. Gotcha. Yeah, you head over to the kitchen there, place an order. You see Alice and Tom kind of working away in the kitchen. Thomas gives a quick wave to you and then just gets right back to work. He's cutting up a ton of onions that he just kind of scoops right into the hash browns that he's prepping. And yeah, if you'd like to, you can get kind of a quick breakfast from them.
Has Milo shown his face at all?
He has not.
Shown his face.
All right, so we need to get out of here before he does.
Yeah,
wrong.
I agree. Let's
Hey,
we
he's
can
your
get
boss.
it to go. We can get it to go. He's our boss. Kind of, maybe.
No,
Either
no,
way.
no. He's your boss.
Yeah, no, that
He's
job that
our
was supposedly
benefactor.
there for me.
Benefactor.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that
You can
job that
kid
was
yourself.
supposedly there for me
He's-
wasn't there.
He's
So,
your boss. He's their sugar daddy.
Yeah, okay. So much better.
He sure acts like it. Let's be real.
hey, wait. Sugar daddy for what? I ain't do nothing for him. I helped kill that fish for Johannes, not for him.
Okay. Well, y'all have the full day to yourselves now.
Let's go get that
What do you want
map.
to do? Go do it.
Yeah, let's first things first is map. Then we'll be able to get where we need to go more efficiently, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So you were told before that the map crystal is it's at the clock tower in the town square, south of the city, by the gate where you had first come in, and it's also where the job board is supposed to be posted. So you'll need to head back through the merchants, like the marketplace, and then several blocks. It's kind of the same path that you took yesterday evening before you got to sort of that bridge that was closed off. You'll just need to head a few blocks further south from there to get back to the town square. But you'd be able to do so without too much trouble. More and more people kind of start filtering out into the streets as the morning continues on. And sort of similar to what you were seeing before, you know, a lot of the merchants are beginning to set up shop once again, tents and stands and things like that being put into place. School children running off towards school with books in their hands, being ushered by, you know, anxious parents trying to get them there on time. You can still see a few guardsmen walking about, though not quite as many as you saw yesterday evening. Various flights of fancy and magic just sort of emerging and bustling about. And above you, a few people passing by on brooms or on carpets, various things. A lot more air traffic. And sure enough, you see what looks like maybe one of the first few airships of the morning, sort of lifting off into the sky and then propelling forward and sort of shooting off into the distance, heading further south. The city is sort of coming alive before your eyes as you make your way down to the center square. And sure enough, in due time, you do arrive there. Similar to when you were previously there, good amount of people here. A few of them sort of visiting the clock tower, talking to the people that are sort of working there, as well as visiting the two enormous crystals, sort of purple in color, with like a bit of a sheen to them. One crystal on the left, another crystal on the immediate right. Both of these the size of like a person, really, like close to 6 feet tall. And then sort of to the right of that, there's this enormous wooden structure that has been set up with like a bit of a canopy to it. And underneath there's like an enormous job board, just like this large flat board where you can see like an assortment of like papers and parchments, ads, confidentials, things like that have been sort of posted all throughout it.
Okay.
Yeah. Go grab that map info.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can approach the clock tower. Let me have. Do any of you remember which crystal was the communications crystal and which one was for getting the map?
I think the purple one was the communications one.
That's great. They're both purple.
That was the joke.
There's bound to be a guard nearby.
Yeah.
Well, there is a person. So, like I say, there's something of like a station. Like the clock tower itself is very big, and they have this kind of like station set up right at the entrance to the clock tower. Almost like something you would see at like an airport or at like an oasis where somebody's set up and they have like travel information, various things at their desk there.
Can I just go up to them and be like, "Is this where we get maps, information about the city?"
Morning. You're gonna want crystal on the right. Actually, crystal on the left is going to be for long range communication. Crystal on the right there, that'll get you a map of the city.
Okay.
Make sure you put all 5 fingers on the crystal, and you're gonna want to hold them there for 22 seconds. All right.
It's a very particular number.
Well, how badly do you want to find out?
I want to know without having to do it.
Well, that just sounds like somebody who wants to get through life without earning anything, doesn't it?
True. Johannes, you should hold your hand on there for longer than 22 seconds.
I don't think I want to.
I think
the guy said I think learned experiences.
Christy, I think they're going to do it.
Dak would do it.
Dak would do
if
it.
Dak was here, he would have absolutely done it.
That means someone's got to do it. All right. I'll walk up to the crystal and I'll place my palm on it.
Okay. You all want to start counting the seconds, or should I?
Nine.
You got your hand on it.
2.
22.
20. Take my hand off.
I will hold my hand exactly for 23 before.
So, Johannes, you took your hand off at 22.
Yes.
Set, you're holding it for 23.
Yes.
Okay. Johannes, you pull your hand away. You don't feel anything. Set.
And no brain thing? Nothing?
We'll get to that. Set.
No brain thing.
You leave your hand on for a second longer. And when you do, you feel a kind of tingling sensation travel up your arm for a moment. And then your hair underneath your hood sort of rises up a bit.
All right, cool.
Hey, anyways.
The both of you feel a sensation like brain freeze.
Brain freeze.
For a few seconds. And then it kind of fades. And you feel projected in your mind an image, like a top-down view of the city.
Cool.
Silva, had you touched
I didn't think I would
the crystal as well? Okay.
So I hadn't.
For the two of you, a photograph that's sort of etched in your mind. As soon as you think about the map in question, it appears to you. Crystal clear, photographic, in your mind's eye. And it looks a little something like this.
Yo!
Hell yeah.
Whoa. Look at that. We got maps. So we are right here, correct? By the clock tower?
The gentleman that was sort of manning the desk there says, "Right, blink your eyes twice really quick."
Okay. Blink my eyes quick.
When you do, the map that you visualize in your mind, you see that beacon-like circle appear.
It's got a current location mark?
It has a current location mark
That's beautiful.
built into the magic.
Oh ho ho. Wait. Yeah.
Why is this a question mark?
So that, from what you can tell, looks to be the inn, the tavern that you are currently staying at. And if you recall, you haven't actually been given a name for it yet. So in your mind's eye, it just appears as a series of question marks.
I see. I thought it was going to be the Zenith Shore for a second. I was like, that liar?
No, Zenith Shore is sort of the area where, like, that market, that bazaar is sort of held.
All right. We got our map. Should we go and see the airship? See if we can find that ledger? Or do you want to do something beforehand?
Yeah, if you guys want to go check out that ledger, I don't think it requires all of us. I'm gonna stay here and take a look through the notice board. Just kind of scour that a bit, see if there's any information that could be of use to us.
All right.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
sure.
Well,
Yeah.
we can meet back here in the clock tower in a few after we, discovered what we can.
Sounds good. Best of luck.
All right.
I'll
so
make my way.
like a family on vacation at Disneyland, you all agree to meet back up at this spot at a certain time.
Inevitably, nobody knows where anyone is. You don't have a cell phone.
Yeah. And you all, so the two of you, Silva and Johannes, you're going to head over to the airship station. And Set, you're going to stay right here. We'll start with Silva and Johannes then. The two of you take off now. You're able to locate that bridge that you had originally found without too much trouble. It takes you about like 10-15 minutes or so to get to it. And you can see now that the bridge has been fully lowered. Quite a few people are walking back and forth across it. It still has the guards on either end, but it appears to be open for business at least.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, we can get.
We can get what? You cut out a bit.
I'm just like about to click the wrong things and like ruin the stream. Sorry.
Well, here's what we'll do, and then just end the stream.
Yeah.
No. So we're at this bridge.
That is correct.
Yeah, because from yesterday, because we went through the market stuff to come to the tower, right?
The Western Ward.
Correct. So you traveled south, went through the marketplace in the Zenith Shore, down into the Western Ward, and then kind of curve down to the right to get to this sort of main square, which is like this flat area between the western ward and the central ward where the clock tower is situated.
Right. All right. Well, and I don't know. We're right here at the bridge. I guess we might as well
We can just keep going, yeah.
check on the ledger.
Yeah, the guardsmen there, they don't stop you or anything. You're able to just begin walking across the bridge. You can see on the other side of it this very large airship station, sort of posited in the center of this like island. You can't tell if this was like a man-made island or if it was just like a natural occurrence, but there's this airship station set up there. There's actually an additional clock tower on sort of the western side. There's a portion of the island where it kind of like narrows in on itself. And there's like an enormous tower there. The airship station has a bunch of these enormous, like red gemstone infused, like large rectangular spaces laid out at certain points on the ground that appear to be like docking points where the airships like land and take off from. You can see that they're like marked with like signifiers, and like airships are sort of in the process of coming in and leaving from them with people boarding or like loading cargo onto them, all sorts of things. But there's a couple like narrow like sidewalk style paths that you can sort of stick to that let you kind of move around them and get to the actual station itself.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep following we'll keep following one of those paths and get to the main central hub, see if we can talk to someone at who seems like they would have a ledger. Like they're running stuff, Yeah.
Getting inside, it's very reminiscent of like Grand Central Station. Like it's like an enormous train station. Tons of people filing in and out. A few like lines of people that are waiting at like different gates. You can see there's like a large ticket counter sort of on your left side when you first come in, where people are purchasing tickets to secure a ride on one of the airships. All kinds of people running about, lots of conversations happening. There's sort of a generic sort of booth in sort of the center of this large lobby area with like 6 or 7 people manning it, and there's like a sign above, like a wooden sign that just says like general information, guest services, something of that sort.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to that. They seem like they would know someone. Have a track of who came through. I'll go to that guest services section.
All right. As you approach, one of the people working there, they're all in uniform, with like a little, kind of like a tricorner hat situation. And one of them looks at you and says, "Oh, good morning. Anything we can help with?"
Yeah, good morning. We believe someone we know may have passed through here last night, and we need to know where they may have been going. Would you be able to help us with that?
Yes, possibly could. Is this a missing persons case? Is everything all right? Or
We're hoping not, but it could be.
Well, I was saying somewhat in the sense that
Yeah.
they went with somebody without telling any of us.
Yeah, we
So-
want to see if they'd come through here with a person that seemed to have been leading them astray.
yes, well, we have the ledgers for each of our departures. What time would you say that you think they may have possibly left?
Oh man.
Would have been near curfew last night.
Yeah.
Within
See,
like
I
an
see.
hour, within an hour prior to curfew.
Okay. They kind of lean behind them, tap the shoulder of one of the other workers there. Sean, be a dear, can you grab me the ledger stack from last evening there? And the gentleman looks over. Oh, Roy. He reaches over, pulls out this huge leather-bound journal, slaps it down. There's like a set of like 4 padlocks adorning the side of it. And he takes out what appears to be almost some sort of like a wand implement. And he lays it flat across the padlocks and then rotates it. And as he does, each of the locks opens up. He takes the book, opens it, begins looking through the pages. The first worker turns back to you. Sorry, what was the name of the person that we're looking for?
It was Dak.
Now I was gonna say, this is the point where internally now I have to think. But he always uses Set as an alias.
That is true.
But might as well try first.
Is Dak a surname or the first name?
I look
First
at
name.
Silva. This is the first name.
All right, and did we have a surname for the individual as well?
No.
Okay, let's see here. Are there any pseudonyms that they may have potentially been using?
They could have
Yeah.
put themselves into a book for Set.
How is that spelled, dear?
SET.
SET. All right. And they're just kind of flipping through, taking a look, flipping through. I do. Let me see here. DA, dark decorating. Dakrin. We have Dakrin. That was 6 days ago. Yes. No. This was on the Typhorus. I'm not seeing anything from yesterday evening that matches that name. Same for the pseudonym as well.
Was there any groups of 2 that came through around curfew?
Oh,
They seem to be traveling with another person that we have no idea who they are.
we have the individual names listed here. If they were in a group or a party of some sort, it won't be noted here at all. Just the individual names.
Damn.
Oh.
Was there a lot of people who came between that last hour before curfew?
Oh, well, certainly we have, the good 4 or 5 ships that departed yesterday evening there. Most of them were cargo ships, though.
I see.
Now, obviously, it's not unheard of for somebody to try to be a stowaway on a cargo ship, but it is, of course, highly ill-advised. It can be a very dangerous thing to do.
Don't know. Be a rather strange thing of doing, but
Yes, we had
That
2
would be
cargo
fun.
ships. We had 2 cargo ships that were heading off to Zalargo. I don't know if your friend is a native of that nation. The rest of them were heading to. Let's see here. Were all 3? Yes, all 3 were heading to Shan. 3 ships to Shan, 2 to Zalargo. All of them southbound yesterday evening.
next is the Largo.
I don't know what Dak would be doing.
Is your friend a goblin by any chance?
No.
No.
Well, quite a few goblins in Zalargo.
Yes. No. It was a valid thought. He does originally come from out of the continent, not Zalargo.
Out of the
No, I
continent,
don't-
you say? Oh goodness, that changed intercontinental travel. That's very different.
well,
I can certainly check for you to see if any ships were intercontinental yesterday.
I suppose you can
Imagine
check,
we probably
but
would have had a few.
We don't
Yeah.
have any reason to believe that he was going to travel internationally, but wouldn't hurt to check.
But again, I was saying also that would have had to have been within that last couple hours or so.
Yes, that's the thing. I do have. They're kind of filing through. They close that book, reach down, find another book, open that one up, kind of filter through it. Have they ever talked about visiting the Ice Maw Sea by any chance?
No.
Between Zendrick and
Unfortunately for
Everest.
us.
Mm.
Between what?
The Ice Maw Sea. It's positioned between the continent of Zendrick and Everest. Far, far, far south of us. You could almost argue north of us if you go far enough.
No, I can't imagine he would ever want to go there.
Be an extremely long trip if they did.
I mean, we don't know it. We don't know anything about this person that Dak was with.
No. But
He wouldn't be stupid enough to do something like that.
smitten by,
This pink woman.
I mean, pink isn't often the color of drow, but
Huh.
yeah.
Well,
So that might give us, honestly, this gives at least a bit of confidence that it's likely
maybe he didn't leave. Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Is there anywhere? I guess this is just the center point of the city. Okay.
Honestly, dears, it wouldn't hurt to check in with the lightning rail station as well. If they were looking to head out of town, they may not have necessarily taken the airship. They could have just taken the lightning rail.
That's not a bad idea.
There's truth to that. This became our first thought partly because we had been told that they had gone.
Hmm.
So the our, from essentially like the two options we were kind of given were they made a turn for the airship station, went through the southern gate.
Okay. Well, I'm not seeing their name or any pseudonyms here.
Well, I suppose thank you for your time.
Yes, of course.
Well,
Happy to help.
Chiefs.
If you do end up wanting to visit the lightning rail, we do have the Grand Station in the eastern part of the city. Just go through the gates, follow the way to Journey's home, and you should make it there.
Understood. That may be where we head next. All right. Well, I guess that is unhelpful but reassuring, I guess, Silva. Should we just head back and see if we can see if Set has found anything?
Well, I was gonna say, were we planning on? Forgot. Were we planning on likely just heading to the market as the three of us, or?
I'd assume so.
Okay. Then
I
yeah.
want to go.
Well, yeah. I just meant, were we specifically waiting?
Yeah, I mean, that's on the way, so.
That we can make our way.
Okay. In the meanwhile, Set, you approach this enormous job board that is positioned outside of the clock tower here. There's a couple of people that were, looking at various things on it, but they all kind of move away. There's plenty of room for you to kind of step in and take a look. This thing is genuinely like, I want to say like 8 feet wide. Huge job board, all kinds of various papers and postings on it. Some of them look very fresh. Others look like they've been there for a really long time, and have kind of been battered by the elements. all kinds of, assorted postings and things like that. Is there anything specific you're kind of looking for, or do you kind of just want to pull from them at random and see, what's there? Or...
There are two different things that I'm going to be looking for on the postings. One is going to be anything house related.
Okay.
And the other is going to, is going to be anything relating to like investigating the forest, or like the cult activity or anything that Milo had mentioned the previous night.
And I do that actually brings up a good point. I do want to clarify. So when you're saying house related, are you talking about the Dragonmark houses?
Yes, the houses.
Yeah, the Dragonmark houses, yes.
Not to let my joke interfere with how you interpret things.
Yeah, no, you kind of peek through and look. You do see that there are a couple of like job postings for Journey's Home. So Journey's Home is the House Orion enclave. And you can recall you've heard this from people before, that House Orion is sort of maintaining the lightning rail. And they are, responsible for the Grand Station here. They did not create the lightning rail system. That was made by another house entirely. But House Orion is sort of in charge of a lot of the transportation that's happening around the continent of Corvair. They've become very interwoven into that. And so they manage the lightning rail primarily, which of course has given them a lot of power and a lot of influence throughout the continent of Corvair as a result. But yeah, there's like a few assorted job postings for like, just like entry level basic positions working at the enclave. You see that there's like a posting about like a potluck dinner being held for members of the transportation guild that are a part of their union. You find there is a posting about the nearby. I can actually pull up here because I don't have it with my list of the other ones. Yeah, I sorted it with those. In regards to the Duskwood, there is a posting from someone requesting that somebody go into the Duskwood to find their lost cat. They describe a cat, white cat with like brown and black spots. Answers to the name Bow Bow.
Bow Bow.
And their cat has gone missing, and they believe that it has wandered off into the Duskwood. And they are looking for somebody to find it. And if they do find it, they have posted a reward of 100 gold Galifars.
Wow.
For whoever can find the cat and return them to him.
I'll note down, is there like a contact like listed on there, like a person that you should speak to regarding this?
Yes, there are, not all of these postings have it, but this one does have like the little pull tabs at the bottom with the person's contact information on them to reach out.
Okay, cool. If there's pull tabs, I'll go ahead and grab one of those then. I didn't want to take the whole thing down, but I'll...
You do notice that, with your keen eye, that it looks like 4 tabs have already been pulled from this posting. You
Is that
also
including
see
mine or excluding mine?
Excluding yours. Yours would be the 5th.
Okay.
You do also see a posting for guardsman positions, looking to fortify and strengthen their ranks at the borders of the city. And there is noted that they will pay an extra 10 silver to anyone who volunteers to be stationed outside of the Duskwood.
Interesting. Okay. So as far as the house postings that I was able to find, they were all primarily House Orion.
Yes, there is not a lot of activity from what you can see from other Dragonmark houses besides House Orion. You can pretty quickly deduce that House Orion probably has a pretty strong grasp on the city as a whole. So it is all largely House Orion related. Everything
Gotcha.
that you see there.
Is there like an employee or something nearby, like monitoring the job board, or is there like someone that I could possibly talk to regarding the job board?
No one is monitoring the job board specifically. It's just the few people at that desk at the base of the clock tower there.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and approach them. Be like, well, first off, do you actually know what happens if you keep your hand on that stone for more than 22 seconds?
Right, yeah, it makes your hair stand up because of the static electricity.
Okay,
It's fun, wasn't it?
I want to make sure you already knew that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, interesting. Second question. Is anyone allowed to just post on the job board over there? Or do you have to go through like a process or?
Oh, well, usually we do kind of ask that they, show the posting to us. We kind of review it, make sure that it's appropriate to be placed on the job board. But being a public board, and we're not here all the time, so there's definitely cases where people will occasionally post things on there, and then we kind of have to review it, and we'll check the job board every hour or so, and if we see something that clearly shouldn't be there, we'll take it down.
Gotcha. So,
Stabby Man.
If I were to put
we caught Stabby Man. That was a few weeks ago.
If I were to put just a small notice up there about our missing friend, that would be cool, right?
He's not a cat, is he? Because there's another cat that's actually missing over in the Duskwood path.
No, like an actual like person, not a pet, like a member of our party, like a grown person.
So, like a tabaxi then?
He's not a. Why does this have to be cat related?
It doesn't have to be. I just kind of thought that was where the line of conversation was going.
You were the one.
But I'm like, listen,
cats.
I don't know. Listen, to answer your initial question, if you write up a posting, just bring it to us. We'll look it over, and then, we'll be honest here. As long as you're not posting something that's trying to attract a bunch of people to a cult or solicit people for organs or something crazy like that, we're generally gonna let you post it.
Okay, great. I'm gonna take out just like a sheet of parchment and just like real quick write up just a very brief posting of missing person, brief description of Dak, brief description of who he was with, contact at the inn.
You should probably like draw like a picture, like a caricature of like what the person looks like, so that if anybody recognizes the face, they can let you know. Like a drawing is really helpful.
No, I get it. I'm running out of space here. I'll write pictures on back and I'll flip it over and I'll like do like a brief, just like eye patch, like scraggly hair.
All right. So here's how we're gonna do this. You've got two options, my guy. You can either roll me a performance check to draw a somewhat accurate caricature of Dak for this image, and thus have a much higher chance of somebody recognizing it, or you can pull out a piece of paper in real life and draw me a quick doodle of Dak. In which case, I will give you +5 to that roll.
No, I'll just roll performance.
Okay, you gotta beat a 32.
Oh God. the +5 wouldn't help anyways. 17.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Okay.
I mean, the missing persons poster is not fully the reason that I'm making this. In the corner of the post, I am also going to, in very small print, write the symbol, the sigil for my contact, and then the sigil for the inn, and post that up there.
Okay. Well, are you just gonna post it up there, or are you gonna show it to the attendant?
Well, I'm showing it to them first.
Okay. The attendant takes it from you. They kind of take a look at it. Yeah, all right, I understand. Yeah, looking for missing person. Please contact here. Got the symbol. He kind of flips it around to the back. All right. Yeah, I suppose that is vaguely human shaped. Yes.
I mean, the defining feature is the eye patch. Like that's
the cross hatching's really good. I don't know. The eye patch looks more like like an eye pair, like just kind of splattered across the side.
Everyone's a critic.
I mean, it is what it is.
Just kind of looks like he has like an emo swoop of hair coming down across. You know,
I mean, he has that too. So I mean, either way.
Oh well, you know, you win some, you lose some. Yeah, I mean, this looks appropriate for posting on the board. Here, and he takes he reaches underneath the desk and he pulls out a little pin. Take that, use that to attach it to the board. It's enchanted. It'll make sure that it doesn't get blown away in the wind.
Awesome, thank you very much. I'll go over and I'll pin it up on the board.
You do, and there's like a surprising heft to it. It's like almost like it's magnetized. Like when you go to put it, it goes like secures it in place.
Cool. And that is all I'm gonna do. Is there a backside to this? Like, is there stuff going around both sides?
There is, yes. If you walk around to the back, you'll see that there's a similar flat surface also with a bunch of different postings and items.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. And then I will hang out until Silva and Johannes get back.
All right. Probably a good like 20 minutes or so after is when Silva and Johannes return. They approach you, and you are reunited.
Were you guys able to get any information?
No, unfortunately, no one with the name Dak or Set came through the airship landing last night. And obviously, if he... I've never seen him use any other alias, and we don't know who he was with, so that either means he used something that we cannot know, and went with another name that we'll never know for sure, or he's still here and didn't fly away on an airship.
He was partial to using was it Prince Caspian?
When would he use Prince Caspian as a...
I think he was just using it as a joke when he transformed himself into Caspian, but...
I suppose we can check back, but either way...
I doubt that it would be important. They didn't have any reports of seeing them at all, or...
Not that we were able to find, nor did they log any groups of... How basically just names, no groupings. We couldn't check to see if pairs had come through. We saw that it was mostly cargo ships that left last night, around curfew at least. So if he did leave on one, it would have to be as a stowaway, which does not seem quite like Dak. And then there was
wandering off though.
It's true. One of the ships. Whoa! You're very robot-y. Oh no!
Oh dear!
Is not
your mic is very robot-y right now.
Danger, Will Robinson.
It's
Nope.
very fuzzy. It's still
Can't-
doing it.
Yeah, can't
Can't hear
understand
you.
you.
Understand you. Unfortunately.
What is this?
One of the ships went internationally. It seemed to go to the Ice Maw Sea. Yes. It was only down. It was south of Sharn that it was disabled, right? Or
Make a
like,
history check for me.
I'm trying to remember.
It was around Rote.
Yeah. 18. Your mic's so
yeah,
bad,
so-
Marshall. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just
still
it's so
fuzzy.
fuzzy. I don't know if you can like unplug it and plug it back in or something, but
From what you recall, so it was the actual train cart, the physical cart itself of the
Yeah.
lightning rail that was heavily damaged, and it was actually being taken to the city of Passage for repairs.
yes.
So the rail, as we think of it, sort of like the railways, remain in operation, but the actual passenger cart and the train itself was taken here to the city of Passage. So they would likely be, if they're still working on it, they'd likely be doing so at the Grand Station.
Gotcha. I thought they had shut down the rails for a little bit, at least around Rote, because of that.
They may have done so briefly for security reasons, but this far up,
It wouldn't have impacted it, yeah.
it wouldn't have impacted anything in this area. They would have still been running. There's, when it comes to the lightning rail itself, there are about 6 major trains that run the lightning rail at any given time. And then there are also like an assortment of usually smaller, like private trains, of many of them owned by various houses that will coordinate and will run the rails on certain routes at certain times as well.
Gotcha. So either they're a stowaway on one of these ships that went out last night, or it just so happened that we saw them coming in this direction, but they continued onto the lightning rail.
It's possible. Or they're still in the city, but either way, that's all the information we have to go on right now.
I mean, based on the map, from them leaving the inn, they could literally be anywhere in the city if they were just walking away from the inn.
Yeah, I mean, we were given essentially that like they had like essentially kind of gone south, but like, and so like, yeah, I mean, in all technicality, they very well could have gone all the way down through the Western Ward and then moved over.
Yeah, they could have just wrapped around and went out the north gate. Like, I mean,
All you can really do is continue to explore the city at this point and try to find more information.
yeah. I mean, I put a missing persons notice up on the board for Dak. Wonderful drawing. Everyone will get it. It's not hard to miss. Eye patch guy that looks emo.
I trust you completely. I'm not even going to look at it. Something that we might want to see if we can find out more about this woman too. Maybe if she's a resident of the city, maybe someone around here would know her. Versus Dak.
Yeah, when we went through, she seemed to have something to do with that trophy in the story we were told.
Yeah, could be a good lead.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like if anything, she's a new face around here. I also wrote a brief description from what we know on the sheet. So again, if any information comes our way, it's supposed to come to the inn. So hopefully we'll be able to, if anything, we'll hear some news. But in the meantime, I did see a post about a missing cat, but just so happens that the missing cat might be in the Duskwood, so that could give us reason to go investigate up there.
I think first, I don't know about the two of you, but I have 73 platinum burning a hole in my pocket. And
I would
we are
love
in
to
need of supplies.
Boy, are we.
I would agree.
Whether they be
Potions.
magical or potions or whatnot.
I guess we can try to find the major market in town as we continue on east towards the light rail station.
Well, we didn't
Yeah, I need to get this antidote figured out too. I remember that now. I was gonna go get this figured out.
Did you see what types of sellers were at the Zenith Shore, or?
Most of them were packed up for the day when I got there. There was only one person who was like a gemstone seller. I wasn't able to catch anyone else.
All right. Well, that's our first guess then. Is I'd say we go to the one market we know exists.
Yeah, they would also probably be the ones to maybe have seen our missing person, considering he came from there.
Right. Other than the one, yes, you were able to talk to yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, we can head back to the Zenith Shores and go do some shopping. I would love to do some shopping.
Yeah, sounds good. We definitely have the money to be spending right now. Make sure we're well prepared and hopefully not get caught off guard like we did in the Wizard's Tower.
Good God.
Yes.
If I never have to enter one of those towers again, it would be too soon.
Very true.
All right,
Off
so
we go.
you're looking to head back towards Zenith Shore to the marketplace. You most certainly can. You'll just cut right back through the Western Ward. A lot of these marketplaces, the various stands are, setting up for the day. You can see people beginning to gather around. My question for you all, there's quite a few things at the Zenith Shore marketplace. So, I'll need an idea of what we're looking to do. Are we looking for alchemy? Are we looking for a blacksmith? A jeweler or gem cutter, leather worker? There's a Bowyer Fletcher shop nearby, which is going to be your short and long bows, fletches for arrows and bolts, things of that nature. There are various vendor shops that are kind of set up around all these smaller vendors and traders, baked goods, trade goods, things like that. Yeah, give me an idea kind of what you're kind of in the market for.
Set personally, alchemist, blacksmith, bowyer.
Yeah, I would really like to find somebody that has. I mean, obviously, I would love to see look into somebody who potentially has some form of enchanted weaponry or.
Yeah, I'd love to go to
or armor.
Yeah, I would definitely want to go to the blacksmith, the Fletcher shop, see if I can maybe finally get some ranged weaponry. And I would love some healing potions too. So the magical store, if I can find some magical things. And you know what? If there's a good cooking store, I'll maybe stop by, see if there's anything cool that can help us on our journey.
Handy spice pouch.
I know. I was like, maybe there's something else that's just as cool.
Which we need to continue to peddle.
We do. Oh yeah, we did promise that we'd continue to try to sell it.
Right.
All right. So the way I'm gonna run this,
Mhm.
I was gonna give you a
because
small
of
reminder of that, but then you turned into a platypus.
happens to the best of us,
Happens to all of us.
So the way we're gonna run this, because of the Zen of the Shore Bazaar, there's there's a bunch of these little shops popping up and about. So instead of having you guys kind of like try to search and locate, each, because there's easily like 50 to 60 different merchants here. So instead of having you guys try to kind of like locate and find each and every one, I think we'll kind of just go down the list per shop type or per product type. And then if that's something that one of the things that you're kind of interested in, I can give you an idea of some of the items that are available currently from those merchants, as well as the price range for their items, and we can kind of work from there.
Cool.
Okay.
I would try to keep a running tally of what everybody's purchasing as well, but of course, I highly recommend tracking yourself as well. So to start with, because it seemed like just about everybody was interested in alchemists or potions, there is a small shop owner with a selection of potions. Large triangular face, great wiry hair. Kind of looks at you all with a bit of a squint to the eye as you approach. Yes, hello. How can I help you?
Yeah, we're looking for some healing potions, as well as possibly any other items of magic that you may have. And I also have a few potions that I wasn't able to exactly tell what they were myself, and was hoping you might be able to assist me.
Yes, interesting. I would be more than happy to take a look at them if you do not mind. Please set them on the counter here while you continue to peruse the rest of my wares. You said you were looking for some healing potions as well?
A healing potion specifically, yes.
How strong of healing potions are you looking for?
I'm looking for your strongest potions.
I don't know if you can handle my strongest
Oh.
potion.
Thank God.
Thank you.
We all
Thank you
knew
so much.
like we weren't gonna do that.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
had to.
But like,
Everybody watching at home, like we weren't gonna do that. Like, come on.
it's one of McKenna's favorite things. She gets a kick out of it every single time.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that dude wrote a movie now.
I know, it's so wild.
Wait, what?
He wrote, there was the Blackberry film, right?
No, it was something else. It was that the new tennis movie with Zendaya.
Oh, Challengers, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he wrote
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Wait,
Yep.
so potion seller goes
Wrote
from
Challengers.
talking about is talking about to talk about making the strongest potion to a movie about three tennis players doinking.
He's
Yep.
also married to the woman who directed Past Lives, that drama film that won a bunch of awards the other year.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, while we're talking, I'll pull out the potential antidote and the maybe healing potion.
I'm gonna peruse and see if I can find anything that would either help, covert operations, sneaking around, or anything that just is neat and catches my eye magically, like this spice pouch.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
That's a natural 1. Boy. 76.
You couldn't handle the strongest potions.
I couldn't handle a strong. It was like on like a 19, and then it just like rolled over at the last second.
Couldn't handle my strongest potion.
Potion setter.
Johannes, real quick, are you going into battle?
Am I going into battle?
Are you going into battle?
I am. I might be, and I think I'm in need of
His
strongest potions.
All right. Well, while you're pondering that, can you please give me your D100 roll?
Yeah, it was 76.
76.
Sorry, I thought I said it.
West Virginia. Okay.
Mountain Monk.
Oh, hell yeah. I love this one.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This one's real good. Nothing happens. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Great.
Great. Fear. Do not.
Let me just write something down real quick. Don't worry about
God.
it. Definitely not related.
God. Oh God.
I just got enamored with this video there as I put in a little thing. Because y'all want to be caught up on you'll want to get caught up on your potion seller.
Okay.
All right, I'll check that out later.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're kind of looking around. A lot of the potions you don't really recognize, and there seems to be a decent variety, but not like a ton that you're familiar with. There's a vial of like a green liquid that you're pretty sure is probably like acid or some sort of base. Definitely some bottles of healing potions that you can see, a few oils here and there. He even has like jars of like ink for like writing. But nothing else you see that's like super crazy or interesting that stands out.
Okay. Well, then I will just wait for the healing potions then.
All right, so for the healing potions, he takes some of them out, sort of lays them out for each of you. The standard healing potion sits at 50 gold pieces, gold gallifars. A greater potion of healing currently sits at 250 gold gallifars. A superior potion of healing is at 2,500 gold gallifars. And a supreme potion of healing is at 5,000 gold gallifars.
Oh my
Jesus
goodness.
Christ.
Inflation. How many gold pieces is a silver worth again? It's 100?
10 silver pieces goes into 1 gold.
Sorry, platinum. How many platinum?
10.
Platinum is 10 gold pieces.
1 to 10.
One. Okay. 1 is 10. Okay. I don't have that kind of money. 5,000?
Jesus.
I know the prices seem exorbitant, but I'm afraid it's because this is just about all I have. There's actually been something of a shortage on healing potions lately.
Why is that?
A lot of them were diverted for the war effort, and there's been a great attempt to kind of restock and recreate more healing potions. Sort of a lack of resources all around. Bit of a troubling situation for a lot of merchants here, not just me.
Wow.
How many regular potions of healing do you have?
I have 4 of them here.
4, so that would be 200 gold.
200 gold gallifars, yes.
You think you
I
could
guess
do
I'll
190
buy.
if we buy all 4?
Make a persuasion check for me. Make a car salesman check for me.
Car salesman check.
That is a 21.
Okay. He kind of squints at you a little more. Do you think you can handle my standard healing potions?
I think I can.
I don't know if you think you can.
I will
Oh, so-
literally just pull the 19 platinum pieces out and just set them down.
I think you can now.
I'll take them and I'll actually hand 2 to Johannes and 2 to Silva.
Oh, thank you.
4 standard potions
standard.
amongst you.
Minus 19 platinum. Yeah, unfortunately, the higher grade ones are a little out of our price range right now. But if you'd be able to tell me what these are, that would be wonderful.
Yes, I've been taking a look at them, and I must be honest with you, they don't quite reflect anything that I have sold in the past. Very curious indeed. The viscosity on this one in particular, quite strange. I do hate to admit this, but this might be out of my area of expertise. You know, if you go into the central ward, there is an alchemist there, a proprietor of like a magic shop. They may be able to identify this for you. I hate diverting potential customers to them. Most of them never come back. Definitely not threatening in any way. But if anyone is going to be able to decipher what these are, I'm sure it would be them.
Wonderful. And what's the name of that shop?
Yes, let me get it for you. He kind of fiddles around under his desk, looking for something. Yes. What was the name? I had it here. Oh goodness, what is that name? Yes. Here we are, and he kind of pulls out like a small slip of paper with like what looks like a blood stain on it. Yes, Central Ward, 12th Street. You're gonna want to go to a place called The Drowning Candle.
Great. Much
Yes.
appreciated.
He takes a little piece of paper and he rips it up into tiny little shards and lets it kind of float away in the wind.
Well, it's a pleasure doing business with you. Thank you for your time and looking at those, and I'll place another gold coin on his stand just for the help.
Oh, you're too kind. Please come back anytime. We'll always be happy to help.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
You as well. All right. Was anyone else looking to purchase anything from the alchemist, or
It's not like
hop on to the next shop?
I couldn't find much of interest, so I'm gonna hop to the next one.
Yeah, not post.
All right. Next up, we do have a not a very large stand going on, but there is a small blacksmith here.
I'm heading in for sure.
So
Does
this
it appear-
blacksmith,
yeah, I was gonna say, does it appear magical in any sense?
you don't see anything that looks distinctly magical. It appears that he has a lot of leather work, some studded leather. He does have like a chain shirt kind of hung up on the wall behind him, with like a sign attached to it reading for 50 gold Galifars. You see that he has like a shield, a couple shields constructed set off to the side. They're just like round wooden shields with like an iron banding around them. You see he's got a few daggers laid out, some light hammers, a few smaller items like that sort. Nothing magical that you could see.
Anything particularly cool, or just kind of run-of-the-mill weaponry?
There is a random miner's pick with like a gemstone embedded in the bottom of it.
Oh, interesting.
Like a pickaxe that a miner would use.
Yeah. What's the deal with this this pickaxe?
The blacksmith sort of looks up from his grinding stone. Yes, diamond pickaxe, 200 gold gallifars. Extremely helpful for mining.
Huh. Okay.
The only way you'll be able to mine obsidian.
It's true. Oh man, we're going back down to the mines.
We're way back in the
Question, do you do repairs here?
It depends on the item, I suppose. I'm not super expertised in repairs. That would usually be Jacqueline in the Central Ward.
Jacqueline, the Central Ward. Okay.
Yeah. I apprenticed under her for a few years. I'm just getting started up with my own shop, actually.
Oh, well, you fine work. I have this scimitar that I broke quite a long while ago.
Oh, goodness.
As he just pulls out shards of blade.
Yeah,
it's
like,
like-
can you
I have
fix
his
this?
hands bleeding as he's like clutching these sharp pieces. I have this scimitar, just like,
Just like
Are you
scattered.
sure it's a
I
scimitar?
thought it was like cracked in half or something. I'm not sure if this would be your expertise or what did you say her name was? Jacqueline?
Jacqueline. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, this poor thing. Was this magical by any chance?
No, but
Enchanted in any way?
not
Any
as far
curses
as I
placed
know.
on it?
Well, no.
Okay. I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to repair something. This is very heavily damaged. It's not a clean break, I'm afraid, along the side. That's the difficult
Yeah.
thing. We would have to re-weld. Goodness. I mean, if you didn't want to take it to Jacqueline, if you were just looking to get a new scimitar as quickly as possible, I do have one that I've whipped up over here. I would be more than happy to give it to you at a bit of a reduced price. If you're willing to impart your metals with me, I'd love to repurpose the metal from your blade.
How much?
Use it into another project. The scimitar would normally go for 75 gold gallifars, but I'd be willing to drop it down to 60.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fine deal.
Certainly. Let me give it a quick additional polish here, actually. It's been sitting out for a bit. And he takes it to the grindstone and polishes it. It's a very decent looking scimitar, actually. About an inch shorter than the one that you had previously, but the blade is very sharp. And he kind of hands it over to you and he says, yeah, 60 gold gallifars, and it's yours. And I'll happily take that metal off your hands. I could definitely repurpose that.
Oh, absolutely. Did you strike a fine bargain? All right, I'll hand over the money.
All right.
I have a scimitar again.
Be sure to mark that off on your character sheet. Yeah,
sure
so
did.
you are now in possession of a scimitar once more. About 3 pounds in weight. Remarkably well balanced, though. Great balance to it.
Okay. I give it a little like, and just like swing it around a little bit. Yeah, this will work well. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm glad you approve of my craftsmanship.
Would you happen to have a set of armor that I'm currently just wearing some leather, something maybe a little sturdier that still allowed me to move around?
Well, I do have some studded leather that I keep over here. It's got kind of like it's like your traditional leather armor, but I kind of set it up so it's got these rivets here along the sides. Gives it a little more mobility. I'd be happy to part with this for 90 gold gallifars.
I think that sounds manageable. I'll hand him over 9 platinum and grab the studded leather from him.
All right. Let me check something here real quick. I can't remember if I added this in already. Yeah, no, we've got it in there. Yeah, so you'll pass that money over, and then you can add studded leather to your inventory.
Cool.
I know your regular leather had an AC of 11. This should be an AC of 12.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a quick search to make sure that it was an improvement while not hampering.
Yeah, it's not a huge improvement, but there is a slight boost given to the AC on that.
Yeah. If anything, just get it enchanted by someone. And you said you apprenticed under Jacqueline, was it, in the Central Ward?
Yes, Jacqueline Harding.
Do you know, does she do any magical weaponry or armors?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're kind of looking for anything a little bit, we've been dealing with some strange folk lately.
Oh, I see. No, yeah, she does have magic. She has enchanted weapons as well. Yes.
Wonderful. We'll have to pay her a visit. Thank you very much.
Well, you're quite welcome.
Where exactly is she located in the Central Ward?
Central Ward. She's going to be on 17th Street. Yes. She used to be on 15th, and she was right across from a bar. But we found that, well, a lot of people were getting mad drunk at the bar and then walking across the street to try to get weapons to duel each other, and it wasn't a good combination. Yeah.
Understandable. Well, thank you very much for this, and continue doing well. You've got a promising future ahead of you.
I appreciate that, genuinely.
Silva, anything stick out to you here?
No, nothing here.
No worries. We'll find you something. We'll go ahead and move on to the next shop if you're done, Johannes.
Yeah, I'm done.
Hey, right next to them is the Bowyer / Fletcher. This person, it's a smaller little setup they've got here as far as the actual stand is concerned, but then behind them they've kind of squared off a small little target area where they have some like hay bullseye targets set up in the back for people to be able to test out the light crossbows and the short bows. They just kind of greet you. Hi there.
Hello.
Hey, greetings. Been really using my I'll pull out my short bow. Been really using this, and I think I'm due for a bit of an upgrade on this. Is there anything that you would suggest?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of things you could, swap it out for something like a longbow that's going to give you a lot more range to work with. We could also make modifications to your existing short bow to give it a bit of an increase on its range. I could also, it's a bit on the pricier side, but I could do some modifications to the short bow, set it up for multi-shot capabilities.
Multi-shot would be interesting. I'm looking to get a little more oomph out of it. I'm looking for a little
more firepower. All right, yes. Yeah, no, you could definitely maybe swap for something like a crossbow option. Crossbow is going to have a lot more torque, I find.
Yeah. Do you mind if I try out the light crossbow?
Yeah. He kind of takes one of the light crossbows, hands it over to you.
I'll kind of pick it up, feel the weight of it, go over to the hay bales, and just go ahead and
make a ranged attack roll for me.
It's going to be a 23.
23. All right. We'll see if the hay bale can dodge. It will not.
I would hope not.
What?
Said I would hope not.
You fire the crossbow. There's definitely, even for a light crossbow, it's a very different feeling from the short bow that you're using before, so it does still kind of kick back a bit. You got to kind of watch the shoulder blade. But yeah, kicks off, sink it into the target. Not quite a bullseye, but very close. And the Fletcher goes, very impressive, very good.
What's the sound like on it? Does it make is it significantly louder than the bow?
It's a little bit louder than the bow. There is like a thunk noise to it that is going to be a little bit louder. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not quite the same as like a rifle shot or a concussive cannon blast, but it is louder.
Very nice. Little concerned about the increase in noise. I tend to be a little bit sneakier when I'm.
Would you like a silencer put on it?
If that's an option, I would love to try that out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can sort of modify where the arrow is notched right here. We can put sort of like an encasing around it that kind of covers some of the noise. Or you could go the route of something like a hand crossbow, and then that also, just by the nature of it, a hand crossbow is going to be a little more quiet as well. And he kind of gestures to what appears to be almost like a arm gauntlet with a mechanism that is mounted to the top of it.
Silencer might be interesting. Now, you said you could potentially modify my bow to do a multi-shot?
Yes, that's one of the other modifications we can do. So we can we take the notch and we file it down, and then I'll take I run U tracks of metal and I divert them. So basically what this means is that I can create 3 channels for each of the arrows to notch into, so you can fire 3 of them at once. It's going to lose a bit of the range, I'm afraid, when you set it up that way. But if you successfully hit your target, you're going to do a lot more damage to them.
And how much would that run me?
Oh gosh, if you wanted to do that on your existing short bow there, be about 50 gold gallifars. Otherwise we can make that modification to the light crossbow we have here. So the light crossbow is going to be 50 gallifars by itself. And then we'd be looking at about, with the modification, I mean, I'd be willing to do, say, the range of 65, 70 gallifars for the crossbow with the modification. I wouldn't be able to give it to you today, though. I'd have to take a day or two to get the modifications done.
Now, if we were to do the multi-shot and the silencer on the light crossbow, is that possible? Or would that just be too much?
Are you a criminal?
No.
Okay. So, if we wanted to do both multi-shot and the suppressor, it's going to take me probably about 2 days' time to make that work.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to have to charge you something like 100 gallifars. I mean, I usually don't do multiple modifications on a weapon at once. That's going to be adding a lot of weight to that bow. You have to keep that in mind.
I think that's manageable. I think that sounds like a good deal.
All right. Well, if you have the money for it, I'm certainly willing to try and get it together for you.
Yeah. How does half up front sound? Half on completion?
Yes, I suppose that would work. If you can do 50 gallifars up front.
I'll pull out 5 platinum.
Perfect. Can I get your name, please?
Yeah, name's Set.
All right. You promised to be back here in 2 days' time.
Yes. Actually, staying right over at the inn down the way. So
Yes, okay, the dragon Inn. Well, excellent. I'd say if he's free to come back. Do understand. I'll keep this on hold for you once it's finished. But if 14 days pass and we still have not heard hide or hail of you, I am probably going to make this available to sell. I got to make a profit.
oh yes, absolutely. No worries. Now, I would love to get a few racks of bolts with that as well. How much extra are those?
Yeah, if you're looking for bolts, each bolt is just going to run you 1 gold Galifar.
Per bolt?
Per bolt, yeah.
All right. I'll drop another 10 gold pieces
10 gold.
to him for 10 bolts.
10 gold for 10 bolts. Okay.
I imagine bolts are easier to recover than arrows.
Depends on what they land in.
Valid, but if they're just hitting a body, they're not as likely to break as a wooden arrow shaft. All right. Very much looking forward to it. If it ends up taking you a little bit longer than the 2 days, just send notice to the inn. I'll be able to receive messages there. So
Oh, sure. I'll pass the message along.
great. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right. Were any of the rest of you needing anything from us?
No, I don't think so. I'm saving my money for right now.
Same.
All right. Very well then. Please feel free to stop by if you ever need any help in the future. Always plenty of arrows and bolts to go around for everyone. And so with that, we got you down for those modifications. I'm actually going to cut us off there for the evening because we got a few more different stores that are set up in the bazaar here. And I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to buy what they want to get. So we're going to cut it off there for tonight. No crazy cliffhanger ending this time around. When we return, we will clear up with the rest of our shopping here at the bazaar. And then you'll be able to decide what you want to do from there. If you want to go visit the airships, if you want to go into the central ward, visit the lightning rail, whatever it is that you want to do from there, we'll work it out. So until then, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. And we will see you next time.
Goodbye.